What's up, Trending fam? It's Haley Delane here with another episode of The Vibes. Today we have a very special guest. Please welcome James Maslow. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Tell me how you first got involved in Big Time Rush.
I was 17. I was driving back and forth nonstop from San Diego, where I grew up, and it was one of my earlier big auditions. It worked so freaking well. Once the show hit the airs, it broke records, and the band, we got to tour around the world. I mean, what better way to start both, you know, my film, TV, and music careers.
What was one of your favorite memories from that experience that you still look back on today?
I don't know if it's technically the first show we played live, or if we've done little ones, but it was one of the first we played at least, and it was in the middle of Times Square. Right before we started to go, it was a gorgeous day, and it starts raining. But we kept with it, and so we just felt like freaking rock stars, you know what I mean? We're out there just soaking wet, we still were like pulling flips and dancing, like, I'll never forget it, man. What an amazing experience.
You are now a solo artist. What has that experience been like, going from being in a group to now finding your solo career?
I think probably like any artist, especially anybody that was part of a band and then, you know, broke off to do their own thing like I have. Discovering what you want to talk about, how you want to sing. Figuring out the first album was the toughest thing, but now that I have that out, my album How I Like It, it's actually making it easier now that I'm back in the studio working on new music, and I have a lot of new music coming for you guys soon. I think that the future music and a lot of the collabs I have coming up, and a lot of it's got more of an electronic influence.
Okay. So you just won the Macy's Rising Star Award, which, by the way, huge congratulations.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about that experience.
The Macy's, you know, iHeartRadio Rising Star competition was very, very cool. They came to me about it and said, we know that you know, your old band was very successful, but we also know that you're just starting this solo venture and doing it independently. That competition was an opportunity for me to not only connect with my fans, but make new fans. Did
you always know that you wanted to do music from like a very young age, or was it something that you kind of fell into?
My mom just one day threw me into the San Diego Children's Choir. And like, I was a little dude who grew up like surfing and skating and playing sports. And so for the first week or two, I absolutely hated it. I'm like, what are you doing to me? Why do I have to sit here around these people who are singing, you know what I mean? But then it was crazy. It was like a couple weeks into it, I then turned around and went, no, I want to go back there. Like, this is pretty cool. I'm getting better at something that I just kind of messed around with. Just kept doing it, kept getting better, kept learning, and eventually just said, you know what? I am going to do this as my career.
What's one of your craziest fan experiences that you've ever had?
That I can talk to you about
that right now, yeah, that we can talk about. Yeah.
Cool. All right. You know, in New York, there was a time, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, like, we'd always have people try and get into hotels, but they're pretty hard to get into for the most part. A lot of them you need you know, in New York especially, a key card just to get up or down. And it was like 5 or 6 girls that had somehow gotten a key card, but somehow hadn't gotten kicked out, and they'd been riding the elevator for 2 hours, hoping to run into myself or one of the guys in the band. And I just will never forget, like, I was going to the gym, kind of just coming early in the morning, and just like kind of looking up and just like hearing screams and just like freaking out walking into this elevator. And like, I'm by myself, and like, what do you do? I'm not gonna like not go on, like, they're clearly there to see me. And so I just kind of figured, like, screw it, y'all went through this much effort, like, let's take some photos. What do you want? You got at least 45 seconds till we reach the bottom, anything you need, you know what I mean? Even though they were screaming and it was loud, like, they were the sweetest girls too, you know? They just really, really wanted to have some photos.
So I gotta ask for the girls, are you single or are you taken?
I am single. My relationship is very much my work right now, but open to that changing when I find the right girl.
All right, James, anything that you have coming up soon that you're really excited about?
Well, I think today I'm gonna be finally locking picture on my first official music video.
Congrats.
Thank you. This was one of those things where I just said, screw it, I'm going to do it myself. You know, finance what I can and then just ask favors. And we've created just a really beautiful piece of art that I'm so excited to share with everybody. I have one remix right now with one of my best friends growing up, who's also one of the most successful violinists in the world. His name is Eugene Ugorski, and it's the first time telling anybody about this. The song is done and it exists, and he's a prodigy, and I don't say that lightly. He's the only person I've ever met that can hear a ringtone and tell you, you know, okay, that was a B flat with a suspended seventh. Like, I mean, it's unbelievable. So the fact that technically his first release is going to be a remix of my song whenever we put it out is huge.
Well, guys, that's a wrap for today. James, tell them where they can follow you.
Just at James Maslow across the board, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and /James Maslow for YouTube.
Check them out, guys. Lots of cool stuff coming your way. That's a wrap from us here today at the Trending All Day House. I'm Haley Delane. This is James Maslow, and we'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Later.